तले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्ता स्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वते देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामा राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण।
Okay, thank you, Mataji. Usually there is also these two prayers that we say before we start the Srimad Bhagavatam. Does anyone know, or does anyone say those two prayers before we start the Srimad Bhagavatam? Please, someone volunteer. It's okay.
Mataji, you only recite, Mataji.
Yes. Okay, all right, no problem. So the two prayers we usually say, or we were taught to say when we start the Srimad Bhagavatam are, I can say them and then maybe I can look for the prayers and then send it to you, or we can find them, no issues. So the prayers are Narayan Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswati Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayasha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Nashtiki. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Shrimad Bhagavatam ki Jai. So I hope I'm audible enough and everyone is understanding what I'm saying.
Yes, Mataji, for sure. Yes.
Okay. I'm very sorry. The reason why I keep asking is that, there has been rain, so sometimes the internet has issues. So I hope it won't cause any sort of interference. Okay, can someone read the shloka? One person can read the shloka and another person can say the translation. Can we have maybe Indusa? I'm so sorry for pronouncing it wrong in case I am, but could you please kindly will you be able to say the shloka? Hare Krishna. Okay, is there anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji, yeah, I can say it.
Yes, please go ahead.
Mantreshu mam va upahuya yatvam akuntita khanda sadatma bodha priche prabhu mukta iva pramatas tanno mano mohoyativa deva. Should I continue?
That's nice. What's your name, please?
Chani.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Chani.
Oh my
Okay, yes,
Lord,
please,
your
Chani.
eternal O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus, you are sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation, as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered, and this act of yours bewilders me. Uddhav was never actually bewildered, but he says that all these contradictions appear to be bewildering. The whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhava was meant for the benefit of Maitreya, who was sitting nearby. The Lord used to call Uddhava for consultation when the city was attacked by Jarasandh and others, and when he executed great sacrifices as part of his routine royal work as Lord of Dwarka. The Lord has no past, present, and future because he is unhampered by the influence of eternal time, and thus nothing is hidden from him. He is eternally self intelligent. Therefore, he is calling for Uddhav to give him enlightenment and is certainly astonishing. Although these actions of the Lord appear to be contradictory, although there is no contradiction in the routine activities of the Lord. Therefore, it is better to see them as they are and not attempt to explain them. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. So, would anyone like to give it a go of what they understand by this verse? Anyone, please don't feel shy, don't feel scared. It's okay. Whatever we are here to share. So whatever you feel like you have an idea of, or like you feel like you want to just maybe just, yeah, go ahead with your thoughts. That's okay. Anyone, please?
hata Mungu siseme kitu. Panchakila hayuko. Enda angetupatia hadi
Sorry?
summary.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I will just try. So here,
Okay, yes, please go ahead.
yeah, oh my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. So God, Lord Krishna is never divided by the by time or knowledge, because he is fully opulent with all these things. So it just seems to us like he's divided by these things, but he is eternal, and nothing can be. So they are telling like this: you are sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation. Um so Uddhava is saying, like, even though you are self-sufficient and everything, but you are just consulting me. So with that, actually, I'm bewildered, he's saying, with this act of yours. It is bewildering me, he's Uddhava is telling Mataji, in
Yeah,
this
so
verse.
if you go to see the words, if you've read through it, you at some point just think about that. Thank you. So when just like when we're going through the text right now, it felt like it was in somewhat self-explanatory. Like, basically what is happening is that Uddhav is saying that Krishna, you are not divided. You're not you're not divided by time, influence of time, in the sense that, like, he knows the past, he knows what is happening before, what is happening right now, what is going to happen ahead, isn't it? We've even read in the Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna says that, he says that I was there before, I am still going to be, and ahead I'm still going to be there. There's a verse that he says that, and it also shows that, and also adding on to it, we even must have come across that, Krishna is the super soul in everyone's heart, correct? And they said that every birth you have been through, he has been your utmost, your dearmost friend, that he knows what you did before, what you're doing right now, what will happen to your head. Is that correct? I'm sure do we all agree on that?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, basically, so that's what. Is there someone? Okay, I see. That's okay. So so basically that's it. That's what he's saying is that Krishna, basically, you know everything. Isn't it? The Supreme Lord knows everything. If something as this material universe has come out from him, he knows each and everything. He's the one who has artistically created everything. He's the one who has, come up, he's the one who has produced everything. How does that person not know anything? It's like, what? It's like, it's like, maybe like someone like, Elon Musk coming and telling you, okay, how does this Tesla work? You'll be like, you're joking, right? Like, you have created this thing, you've invented this thing, this place, even otherwise, it's like, his bewilderment is like, Krishna, really, you know what has happened before, you know what is happening right now. Why have, when the time does not control you, you control time. How is it at this point you're coming to me and asking me? So he was just basically, what he's trying to say here is that he was bewildered. Like this, it's contradictory, If a teacher comes and asks you something, like, okay, what is 1 + 1? And you're like, teacher, you are the one who's supposed to be telling us that. You are supposed to be teaching us. Like, So there's this sort of the word that is used is contradictory. Like it doesn't make sense at some point, but it does make sense. How does it make sense? It makes sense because Krishna is the supreme. He can do it. It's beyond. It's beyond our. It's beyond our limited senses and mind brain. Like we cannot fathom it. Like it's just like wow. Even myself, I'm like wow. Okay, why? So do you get me so far? Are we together?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji,
Mataji.
we are together.
Yes, please. The others are too quiet, so please, I would love your input as we go ahead. Okay. So yes, that is, and the next point he says is that this was, and when this or like this whole discussion between Krishna and Uddhava was meant for the benefit of Maitreya. So basically, Maitreya was seated right there, and when he saw Krishna and Uddhava having a conversation, he's like, okay, what are they talking about? So basically, this also means that whatever pastime, whatever conversation takes place between Krishna and his devotees is for mankind, for his devotees. Remember, Krishna does his pastimes not mainly because he wants to destroy the evil, the evil or the the what can we say the evil influences and things like that. He could even do that with material nature, correct? Isn't that so easy for Krishna to click and be like, okay, you know what? Today, this time, I'm just going to send some rain and some tsunami, and he can clear off everything. But it's the purpose of him doing his pastimes. The purpose of him doing his pastime is to give pleasure to his devotees. Isn't that whatever he's thinking about? He's thinking more about his devotees. That what? Today I'm doing this so because I want to see my devotees happy. And my devotees want to see me do this. They will feel happy and I will feel happy. So there's also that relationship between devotees and the Lord. Okay. Uh, and yes, like, and these things, and also certain things that he does is also for mankind. Like we have the Bhagavad Gita. That is also one thing that Krishna, someone who gave the Bhagavad Gita, who gave a manual for mankind. What sort of um, advice or suggestion does he need? He is advising us. He is suggesting to us things, or even the hell, he's even giving you a conclusion what to do. So, like, again, why are you asking Uddhava? Uddhava is in, of course, he's in love with Krishna, and not he even knows that this is the supreme personality of Godhead we're talking about, but he's still like, wow, Krishna, look at your pastime. Look at you. How are you so bonded by your devotees that, my Lord, really, you're asking me? So that is another point. Okay, so he said this was benefit for Maitreya who was sitting nearby. So then there's another point where even says that Uddhav was called for consultation during when Lord Krishna was ruling over Dwarka. There was a point if during like 70 times there was a person called Jarasandh who was an enemy of Krishna, and he wanted to attack Krishna for like as many times as possible. Even after he was defeated 17 times, he did not give up. He's like, I am going to go again for you, Krishna. So that time, at that point, he says that even he called Uddhavan, like what to do. So again, Krishna is the king. King, of course, goes on by his. There are people next to him, near him, ministers and stuff that consult with him, that sometimes direct him. So when Krishna is behaving also like a proper king during those times, like there's like, okay, before I do this, let me ask the brahmanas, let me ask Uddhav, like what should I do, how can I go about it, how do I keep my people happy, etc., etc. And so yes, whatever mainly what I have said is always goes back to that. Is always going back to that. Still, Uddhav is still astonished. Krishna is omniscient. Nothing in time is not controlling him. He knows everything. He's aware of everything, and yet it just sort of just is still just causing him like that bewilderment. And all these things sometimes maybe to the normal eyes may feel like, you call this supreme? is that not correct? Like, if we are supposed to, if you go to somewhere out there and tomorrow you tell that you're not at the same time Krishna, for example, let's go to an example where I'm sure everyone heard about the pastime where the Damodar pastime where they sorry, Yashoda Mata is almost, she's very mad at Krishna because he was stealing the butter pots and now she wanted to punish him. And then Krishna is like a small baby. He's like, oh, he's, if you see the picture, you can see that he's crying. He's like so scared, and you're like that point. If you go tell someone out there, they'll be like, then that's not God. But again, we have to see. The Srimad Bhagavatam says, even Srila Prabhupada says that this contradictory behavior is God. God can do anything and everything. Correct? He doesn't come in our senses just because we feel like, oh, God cannot cry. Who told you? God can bewilder you by crying, and that shows that supreme. And bewilderment means that you got bewildered, you got confused, like, that's not God. So, so that is also another point here. So we have to see that this kind of only sits on the supreme personality of Godhead. Only he can be contradictory. Remember, he created this world. He can do as he pleases at the same time. But at the same time, he thinks of his devotees more and then takes up a certain position, takes up a certain pastime. So yes, is that okay? Are we following so far?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to, just again, according to your experiences or something, would anyone like to add any sort of a point on this? We're not yet done with the class, we'll still go on. And myself, I cannot, like, I'm still wondering, like, what ahead can we do? So yes, please, can someone add a point? Anyone, anything? Okay, okay. If everyone has so far understood whatever we have said, can you please, like, at least give me a thumbs up or something if you're shy to speak? I think at least we can communicate in that matter, so I know that I'm being clear. Otherwise, I can further elaborate as well. There are still more. I'm waiting for as many as possible, so I know.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Okay, that's good. It's good. You're all getting it. That's fine. So yeah. So what we are going to do ahead is, well, that can anyone give me another contradictory pastime or behavior of the Lord that we've come across? And I would love, as much as possible, everyone can contribute. So, because we're here, to share, to learn, to know more about Krishna. And this is I myself actually enjoyed this verse because, like, okay, I want to be confused by you, Krishna, because why not? As I want to see you as, a person who I can love at the same time, even if you're supreme. I'm not going to ignore that fact, but at least, the way Uddhav is able to love him for him, like Supreme Lord, and, all his qualities and everything. So yes, please go ahead, someone, or can I pick someone? Would that be okay? And I'm going to pick someone who has not answered, and there are quite a few. So please, I think you should do that right now before I pick you. Anyone at all. It's okay. It could be anything, whatever you're comfortable with it. Even it might not fit into this what we were talking about, but just share something. If you want to say the same thing I said, that's okay as well.
Hare Krishna Mataji. It seems like only I am speaking,
Wait,
nobody else.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, there was just 1 minute, Gayatri Mataji. I saw someone else was ready. Panchali. You can,
Yes, Panchali.
can we give Ali a chance? Then Mataji, you can say. Yes, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, can you hear me? I'm not sure if you can hear me properly because I'm not at home. So just let me know
Okay.
if you can't hear me properly. Then I'll stop.
That's fine. I can hear you. So yes, you can say.
Okay, sorry, thank you, Matthew, for the lovely points you touched upon, which also reminds me of one of the contradictory things. There's this beautiful pastime where one day when Lord Krishna, he would be going out as a kid. He would go out as a to play with his brother and the other cowherd boys. And Mother Yashoda, because just the previous day he had killed the demon, and Mother Yashoda was just so frightened. So all the Gopas were there. They were calling Krishna, come quickly. Balaram was going on. And Mother Yashoda was not stopping giving instructions to Krishna. Krishna, make sure you stay with your elder brother all the time. Make sure you don't fight. Make sure you're careful. Mother Yashoda would not believe that, his Krishna is able to do anything to her. His Krishna is her Krishna is the most vulnerable, and everybody attacks her Krishna. So this just shows that how, because she was covered with Vatsalya love, it just shows that, the Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and how to his own mother, or to the whole of all the Vrajavasis really, he was not the supreme. He was just anyone, just one of them, but he was the most favorite of them because everyone loved him so much that they would look after him more than they would look after themselves. So it just shows the mercy of Krishna, where he glorifies his devotees and the love that his devotees has for him, rather than glorifying him. And he's doing the same thing over here as well, wanting advice from Uddhava. I mean, he did the same thing we've seen in Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 1 as well, where Dhritarashtra, King Dhritarashtra, not Dhritarashtra, Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira, he got a bit confused, very much in the same state of mind as Arjuna was before the Bhagavad Gita. And he was inconsolable because he thought they had fought the war, and only because he wanted to be the king, as a result so many people died, and he was very, very depressed and dejected. Krishna couldn't make him understand, but of course we understand that's part of his leela, because he wanted to glorify what a great devotee Bhishma Dev is. So the only person who could console Yudhishthir Maharaj was none other than Bhishma Dev, who gave him very much the same knowledge as Krishna had given to Arjuna, but Krishna allowed Bhishma Dev to say it. So he's always there to. There's always this contradiction that he couldn't console Yudhishthira Maharaj, and yet one of his devotees, who was actually on the opposite side of the battle, he was able to console. So throughout Krishna's life, throughout Krishna's pastimes, we see so many times where we see these contradictions, where we know Krishna is doing them with a purpose to glorify his devotees, who are his most favorites. Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you.
Okay, that was very nice. That was wonderful. That is true. You see, that like the examples she had given, that when he was a small boy, and the mother Yashoda is telling him that do like this, don't do like this. Again, if onto other people, when you would say that, and again they'll go like, that's not God. But you don't know what God can do. Like, that's the exact point. And even the point where, there was a point like, okay, he's not able to, the way she said that he was not able to make Yudhishthira understand, or not able to speak, so he tells Bhishma. So even see, that's the part of him, like, okay, Krishna, you gave the Bhagavad Gita, so come on, guide me. But sometimes he sends forth his devotees, as his the instruments, they say. So yes, Krishna can do a lot of things, and it would still, confuse us, and you will be like, "Ah, God, you're just playing around with me." Right? So yes, that's also those are very nice points. Yes, that's nice. Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else would like to try? Please go ahead. Whatever you have read or come across that was also maybe to you was bewildering, or also to your personal experiences that you felt Krishna was bewildering to you. You can please go ahead and share that. Okay, there is no one. I hope. Are people shy? Are you all okay? Are you shy?
Apologies,
Yes, someone.
talked over Gayatri Mataji. So Gayatri Mataji, apologies. So yeah, I'll stop talking now. I think I stopped you from talking, Gayatri Mataji.
No, Mataji, Panchalikat Mataji, please don't apologize. I always love to hear your lectures. I'm so happy to hear your voice, Mataji, always. So yes, Mataji, you have mentioned so nicely all these. I when I wanted to speak, I was just thinking about like people how people are bewildered when there are like so when he gets married to when Krishna is marrying so many why
Sorry,
does he
I
have
think we
so
just
many
sort of
wives?
the internet is a bit
Hare Krishna Mataji, you can't hear me? Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, are you able to hear me, Mataji?
Sorry, please just give me a few minutes. The internet is acting a bit funny. I just want to work on it. Just a few seconds, please. Thank you. Hare Krishna, can everyone hear me?
Hare Krishna. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, so sorry. I can give Gayatri Mataji, you can please say what you're saying. Then I think I saw Chani Mataji wanted to say something. She can say ahead after that. No problem.
Hare Krishna Mataji. No, I was just mentioning that how people are bewildered when Krishna is married to 16,108 wives, that he has so many wives and those kind of things, Mataji. That's all I wanted to say. Hare Krishna.
Okay, that was not honestly I would have never thought of that, but that again is also like an extraordinary act at the same time, and it's also something people cannot believe because you're like, um, in today's day we cannot handle one wife, but 16,000 you are like now you're definitely people will be saying that okay, you know what you're making it up. So that is also a part of like okay, you would get bewildered by I think people would I myself at the first time when I read it I was like, are you sure it's 16,000? Do you mean maybe 16? Just to be sure, like, okay, did I hear the right thing? But yes, that's a nice point as well. Okay, thank you, Mataji. Next we can, I think, Chani Mataji, you'd like to say something?
Yes, Haribol Mataji. I remembered the instance where Lord Krishna was by the lake and he saw his own reflection and he was bewildered by it, and yeah, he was just mesmerized by it. Yeah, that's what I remember. Haribol.
Okay, yeah. I think thank you, Mataji. That was also a very different thing. Yeah, I did come across a picture like that where he looked at himself and Krishna was bewildered. He's like, how am I that beautiful? He was looking at the reflection. And I was like, when someone explained to me that picture, I was like, why are you bewildered? You know you're God. Of course you're so beautiful. Like, again, you see that even bewildered me. I mean, it could bewilder anyone. So yeah, I see some of these things are actually quite funny. but it's there again, showing again and again that Krishna can bewilder you in any sense as possible, like anything at all. So yeah, that's also a nice point. Anyone else, please give it a try. It's okay.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I'm thinking of the story of the butternut thief and Mother Yashoda. When how God is stealing butter of all things and giving even the monkey to distract. And the gopis are like, and the gopis caught him, and Krishna is acting all innocent. That first time is pretty much also bewildering on you think that he's doing all these tactics.
Yeah. Even I think you. I could hear a bit, but you were cutting off a bit. But I did get you. I think you were talking about when Krishna used to, share the butter with the monkeys, and that's what you said. And you said that maybe to to confuse the gopis. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Yes. Just Krishna stealing butter.
Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty
Yeah.
bewildering.
Okay. Yeah. So that's nice. You see, we all of us are finding something and something very bewildering, just the way again as Uddhav is finding it. And at this point, obviously, it's on the higher level that now he's talking about. Like I think this is time when Krishna knows that things have happened. The dynasties have like destroyed each other, and now he's going to leave very soon. And again, then he knows that Maitreya is going to be here. So for the benefit of Maitreya to hear ahead, he talks with Uddhava. And then we also see relationship between Uddhav and Krishna. And also one thing we have noticed is that when we are in a dilemma, this can also show that when we are in a dilemma, approach someone who knows how to guide us, to teach us out of it. So, for example, that is our guru. We're either talking about Shiksha Guru, the guru who teaches, or a Diksha Guru, one who initiates us. Correct? So, say when we face something in life, we should have that courage that that if honestly I'm facing something, I think I should ask someone to help me. But you ask who is going to help you? Someone who has the wisdom, someone who has the experience, and in our case, someone who has actually been through the parampara, a guru who has been through the parampara, the disciplic succession that he has learned it this way, he's going to teach me this way. He can guide me in this spiritual path that I'm getting lost or I'm getting confused in. So that is also one thing here we have to learn from Uddhava and Krishna. And at the same time, so it's basically like Krishna is like, what now? Like I'm sitting here and now explain to me. And the same, so that is one thing. Sorry, I just have to read. Give me a second. So yeah, this is also something that we can learn from Krishna. As we said, Krishna, whatever Krishna does is to teach us or to like guide us. And at this point, he's guiding us in that way. That him being the Supreme Lord, he's like, what? I'm still going to ask you. As we are, of course, we are not the Supreme Lord. We're trying to be devotees of the Lord. We're trying to learn about Him, and we're learning. We want to love Him, and who can help us do that? Only devotees can. Only gurus can. So yes, we should sometimes take that stance. We should just sit down. We don't have to fight with ourselves and be like, okay, what do I do about it? No, go to your guru. Ask for guidance. Ask for advice. So that is also another thing. And we can move on forward to saying that so they even say that Krishna here is said is self-intelligent. Means what that means is that we all know about the Vedas and all the scriptures and everything, everything knowledge has come out from who? From Krishna himself. So like what he means to say is that like again, every knowledge is coming from you. You are the one who has the most knowledge. So, and I'm someone who's just limited by senses. I am someone, minute, but it's so great of you. I'm so like out of words that you are asking me. Correct? That's what, again, what we're going through, the same thing. You see, the thing is, we're running back here and back and forth. And what? Wow, Krishna is so great. Krishna is so bewildering. Krishna is so surprising. Krishna can sometimes give us shocks. So that is how it is becoming. So yes, that is so far what we're learning. So yeah, one more time, we'll just go through it. So that basically Uddhav says that, oh my Lord, you eternal self, you yourself. First of all, Krishna, you live through everything. You are eternal. It means eternal means no birth, no death, no beginning, no end. Okay. So he said, you're not never overcome by time. Time means, again, as we said, past, present, and future. That is not for him. Krishna lives, and he lives through all of this, and he knows all of it. And your perfect knowledge, again, perfect knowledge is perfect. Remember, the Supreme Lord cannot be the Supreme Lord if he's not perfect. Human beings are meant to be flawed. The Supreme Lord, God, is not meant to be flawed. Even when he bewilders you, even when you find doubts about him, he's still perfect. Okay? So perfect knowledge. So everything that comes out from him is perfect, including the knowledge that comes from Krishna, like the Bhagavad Gita, is perfect. We cannot really find that flaws in it. And people are able to remove flaws in it. I'm not sure. But I don't think you can really. When you go deeper into it, there is no flaw. It's perfect. Saying that, it's like basically saying, Krishna, you have all this knowledge. You can do it yourself. You can talk to yourself. So, like, why? Yet you are calling me for a consultation. And then, as you say, you're able to get your called upon me for as if bewildered. Also, you are never bewildered. So again, at the same point, which I missed out, was Krishna was also like, you are acting bewildered. Like, okay, now, Uddhav, what do I do? This is what happened. So it's like, why are you acting bewildered? Why? I'm getting bewildered. You are getting bewildered, and like, okay, that's hilarious. So yeah, and this act of yours bewilders me again. See, again, we're ending right there. You are bewildered, I am bewildered, this is bewildering. So again, I think this bewildered is the word today. Like, that is what is Krishna is exactly like doing. He just wants to bewilder Uddhava. And of course, that's his glory. So it's like, and today we are reading it. At that time, after whatever happened, the succession that followed, everyone was bewildered after that. And we are still getting bewildered by it till today. So yeah, I hope I'm coming out clear enough. If there's anyone who wants to, we still have a few minutes. So is there anyone who wants to add something or ask something? Or someone who didn't understand, I can explain to you in a very maybe simpler way or something. You can just react, or if you have a question, or you can just please speak up, that's okay. Anyone, please feel free. If yes, Mataji.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I think my network is a little weak.
Wait, what happened? Hare Krishna. I'm not sure what is happening. Are people okay? Can everyone hear me?
Yes, you are audible. I think my network was a little bit shaky. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you a little
Hare
bit,
Krishna.
but you can just, no problem, you can say what you have. Hare Krishna, yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for that great beautiful class. I'm usually a little bit about Krishna knowing the present, the past, and the future. Because he knows where we are really headed. He knows our future. He knows what we were. Then where we were from before we came to the 8.4 million species of life and being conditioned to this material life. If he knew that, for example, and then eventually come to me.
become a devotee and eventually come to Goloka? Why wouldn't he? Why the need of all that entire process? And he could have just put that devotee directly to Goloka without him having all these millions of bodies? Or do we really have, when you're coming out of there, do you like really, when you're going to Goloka, do we ascend, or do you have more spiritual consciousness after the healing all these animal bodies? Is some difference that he saw the need to come to these material bodies. He knows the future. Why didn't he just say, hey, this devotee will come to Goloka after this particular time, so let me just put him to Goloka at this time without him going to all this process, since he knows the future of each and everybody of us. I don't know that. Odibo. Hare Krishna.
Okay. Thank you for the question. I'm sorry, I think the internet somewhere doesn't work, but I think are you asking that if Krishna knows the future, then why is he making us go through all these things? Is that your question?
Yes, Mataji. Why the need, and yet if he knows he will become devotees and go back to him, why the need of all these bodies instead of just taking that soul that will be a devotee and put him to Goloka without having to go through all this, since he knows the devotee will come back to him in one or another.
Okay. Wow, that's a very good question, and I may not be able to answer you, but to what I know is, see, what happens is, once upon a time, when I don't know, but we all remember, we all come from the same place. That means from the eternal abode of Krishna, that is Goloka Vrindavan, correct? Have you heard about that? That's what they said, that we all belong to that one place. We all belong to Krishna. So once upon a time, we are there with him, but for some reason, and even I don't know what reason, till date I ask, what is that reason? But we say, Krishna, we want to enjoy without you now. The moment we said we want to enjoy about you, it's not that Krishna did not pull us. He must have pulled us 100 times. Remember, he loves us. What happens when you love someone and that person is going away? What will you do? You keep pulling that no, okay, you know what? No. But we have there's something called free will. Remember, we all have that free will. Love means that I can leave you open, and it's on you whether you want to come back to me or move ahead. Correct? So that is the same thing Krishna has given to us. So we decided, no, Krishna, we want to enjoy without you. And then Krishna is like, okay, let me create a material world for you. Please go ahead and enjoy yourself. And then when we came down here, when we came into false ego, covered by Maya illusion, we are like, okay, you know what? Wow, we want to be enjoyers. We want to enjoy everything. So he's like, okay, now we want to enjoy. But we're not really enjoying. Correct? So thing is that when we took up a choice, there's always a consequence to follow. Correct? Yeah. So remember, it's true. Krishna he can click his fingers and he gives you the spiritual body and everything. But he has to take you through this for you to realize that you do not belong here. You go to a certain place, you want to go to a certain place for a long time, you go to a certain place and then you realize how bad it is, how horrible it is. And then if someone asks, oh, do you want to go there? What would you say? What do you say? Like, what example can I give? For example, let's say you go to a sort of a restaurant, like you want to try something, you go to a restaurant and the food you try turns out so horrible. So your friend tells you, oh, let's go back to XYZ. What will you say? No, man, it was horrible. I'm not going back. So Krishna is trying to show you that this place is not meant for us. Until you don't realize that this place is not meant for you, that how horrible it is, he cannot exactly pick you up like that. He wants to, maybe he wants to, but he's like, okay, you're still not getting. He's like, what if you come back and again you want to go back? No, he has to make you experience it, because that's how it is. We value something good when something bad happens to us. We value Krishna right now when things go wrong in our lives. Yeah. So even he knows ahead. Yes, he knows. Maybe he knows ahead. Yes, obviously, this birth, you're going to get liberated, you're going to be home with me. But he's like, you have to, there's a choice you took up. You have to pay for it. And at the same time, you have to learn that this is not for you. Yeah. So, and it's like, maybe like a father, you know, he knows he knows that, okay, as you were, just give me a minute to collect, I can give you the answer. What else can I say? Yeah, so that is to the knowledge that I have, that is one thing, the reason why, it's, remember, we're not like pampered babies, we have to learn. For the wrongs we have done, we have to come and face it. And that is that's a real person, that's a devotee, because at the same time, whatever you're going through in life, sometimes you have to go through in life so you remember Krishna more. If he easily gives you something, then what will you work hard for? What will you realize? Yeah. So, am I making sense? Are you getting your answer somewhere there, or not? You're satisfied?
Yes,
But what I'm going to do is thank you for this question. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Rukma Prabhu as well, and maybe I can ask him to give you the answer next class as well, or maybe even Chani Mataji, the one who usually takes classes. I'm honestly going to ask them, because that's also a question I have for a longer time. I do have this idea. I was told the same thing, but I feel like there's something more to it as well. Is that okay? Are you satisfied somewhere with the answer, or you still want to look for more?
no, yeah, thank you, Mataji. Yeah, the question I also have is, the Bhagavad Gita says, when we go back to Krishna, we never come back here again. And also, I should have this in mind. If I was with Krishna, I thought to Lord over the universe, don't I also, if I go back to him, there's a chance of also that feeling again, wanting to Lord over again. And I start over again, the cycle. Then eventually, yeah. But thank you.
Yeah, that point is also correct. You see, now he says that now when you read the Bhagavad Gita, he says that no, once you come back to me, you'll never go again. Remember, he says his words are also his promises. He means to say, you see, after you've gone through this stuff, he says that once you come back to me, I'm not going to let you go. That means that after this, after all these lives, whenever we go back to Krishna, he's going to accept this. We are not going to think about it again, because again, we've learned the lesson. When you're hit so many times, you're in pain so many times, you'll be like, no, thank you, Krishna, I'm good here. I don't want to go. You see, that's the thing. You wouldn't want to go. Krishna will not let you go, and you yourself wouldn't want to go. Because again, as I said, you go to a horrible place, a horrible phase in your life, you feel like, I never want to go back to it. The material world is the same. You never want to come back. We already experiencing. You already I don't know how you've already experienced quite a few years of your life. You must be what? You're maybe 20, 30. I'm sorry. I could be bad at guessing ages. How old are you?
29, Mataji. Yeah, and really, I can also say it's been a good ride all along. Been quite.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you see, your age is already given you a lot of experiences. I'm sure if you're told to go ahead to become another, maybe another teenager will be like, no, thank you. I'm okay. I'm moving forward. I want to move forward. That's also Krishna's way of telling you that, okay, now, you know what, limited time. I think now today, this time you don't want to mess around. So, you don't want to be here. So let's just, as soon as you can, come back to me. So, yes, is that okay? Is that clear?
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you too for the question. That is, sometimes we don't even think of such questions, but you did, so that's nice. Okay, yes, Panchali Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much
Hare
for
Krishna.
wonderfully explaining that point. You covered all the points so wonderfully. Thank you, Mataji. Mataji, with your permission, may I reflect a bit more on this, if that's okay?
Yes, please. Yes, please go ahead.
Yes. So thank you. As you rightly said, it's such a wonderful question as well. And you answered exactly, what needed to be answered so wonderfully. So and I was reflecting as well. So we kind of hear that when Prabhupada was once asked by one of his very, very early devotees that Prabhupada, when we have the experience, all the spiritual beings, because we are all Satchitananda, we are all there in the spiritual world, why would we ever want to come down? Why did that happen? Why did it happen in the first place? That some of them, and we know the material world is 1/4 of the Lord's creation, the spiritual world is 3/4. So there are 3/4. So there are, souls who are very, very clever, who cover 3/4 of the spiritual world, and they never want to leave the spiritual world, but some of us did. And so Prabhupada gave the answer that, because obviously it's quite philosophical and there are reasons, and the eternal associates of the Lord, they know the answer. But for us, with our material senses, material way of perceiving knowledge, perhaps we may not have that understanding as to why originally some people came down. The only thing we are told is that we made the horrible sin of being envious of the Lord, and wanted to be the master, wanted to be the controller, the proprietor, the doer, as Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita as well. And that was the main reason as to why we come down. But that is when we come down. Now, after coming down, again, we understand when Krishna comes and does his leelas, there are two types of people. There are the Nitya Siddhas. The Nitya Siddhas are the people, the eternal associates of the Lord. And when Krishna comes down to the material world, he incarnates, he always brings his associates, just like he brought the Yadus. He brought the whole of so many people when he created Vrindavan in the material world. He brought all his. Radharani wouldn't even come down. Radharani refused to come with Krishna unless he brought Yamuna and the Govardhan with him. So he brings his eternal associates, and sometimes he makes use of these eternal associates, giving them a role, giving them a part to play, to be able to teach common people through their life what to do, whether it's through the Goswamis, we know they're manjaris. Rupa Goswami is a manjari. A manjari is someone who serves the gopis. So we see the Nitya Siddhas, the eternal associates, they sometimes come and they go through really hard times. We hear about how Jiva Goswami, who was one of the Goswamis, and he was the nephew of Sanatan and Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami once got very angry with him and asked Jiva Goswami to leave. And Jiva Goswami left the hermitage, and he was basically living on raw flour and the water from the Yamuna, and he was eating that, and he got very ill. And until he was seen by the local people and Sanatan Goswami, who brought him back to Rupa Goswami. But these are all leelas. There are reasons as to why we are shown that being a devotee and getting that Krishna prema is not very easy. We defected in the first place from the spiritual world, and that was a very, very grave sin. And to get back to that spiritual world, to get back that Krishna prema, it's not easily done. We have to really, really struggle and show our endeavor to serve Krishna through sadhana, through practice, through truly loving Krishna, to be able to, get that return. Now, so Krishna brings the Nitya Siddhas, Krishna brings his eternal associates. The others, as you very, very rightly said and wonderfully explained, are the people who go through a purificatory process. So they are here, and they have through millions and millions and zillions of lifetimes, the jivas, they have done lots of wrongs and accrued lots of wrong karma. Now, in this life, because of their previous sukriti, good karma, they have got a human body, and they've been able to, be in a position and being given a situation where they have been able to practice bhakti. Now that was given to them, and they earned that because of their previous sukriti or good karma. To increase on that good karma, that was entirely their endeavor. You mentioned the free will very rightly. With that free will, we can increase our good karma, or we can increase our bhakti, or we can actually decrease it. So people who are able to increase their bhakti, they are seeing what Krishna does is, because he's always with us and he wants us to go back to him. So what he does is he puts us through challenges, but he's always there. He gives us challenges only up to the point where we can somehow manage it. And he's always there with us, but he takes us, he makes sure that, it's a big topic where, and I'm sure you know about it, about how when we have our prarabdha karma, the actions, the karmic reactions which are fructified and are supposed to happen in this life, Krishna makes us go through those challenges, but Krishna's there with us. If we keep our bhakti in Krishna steady, Krishna will make us go through that, through various challenges, and he will take us back. And so we see there are so many great devotees. They go through horrific, times, whether it's physically they go through challenges, or, either they are eternal associates of Krishna, and Krishna is trying to teach us that, even though their material body is being affected in that way, they are not concerned. They are continuing their bhakti. Or they tell us that, yes, this is because you're going through these challenges because you've got some bad karma accrued from before, but you have to go through this. You have to overcome this. I am here with you. You overcome this, and then you come back to him. So it is going through the challenges. One could be, it's a way of to teach us, and the other, as you very rightly and wonderfully explained, it is for our purification, because experience, we learn best through experience, and unless we understand what it is to actually go through the challenges in this material world, we wouldn't be able to taste the sweetness of the spiritual world and really really want for it. We aspire for it to such a great degree that we don't want this material life at all. Apologies, Mataji, I think I went on for too long, but please do correct me if I'm wrong in any way.
No, thank you, Mataji. You really elaborated my point. The way she said it's true as well. We have done certain karmas that are, maybe sprouting right now, so we have to face them. But Krishna says you won't face them alone. I'll be there with you. So it is true. So sometimes in order to get certain things in life, we have to sacrifice. We have to go through sacrifices, through challenges, just to be polished completely. And then, like she said, that when you go through certain austerities, certain problems in life, certain those karmas that are now you have to overcome, and that is something that can, then it can give you the taste of the spiritual life of Krishna. That okay, what, I'm really meant for Krishna. I'm meant to be with Krishna. Then yes, of course, yeah. When you love someone, it isn't easy to just go with, oh, I love you. No, it means you have to do something for them to know that you really love them and that you will do anything and everything to be with them. And then, of course, the moment you say that, the moment he's like, what, I'm holding you. Let's get through this. And the way he says, my devotee never vanquishes. You will not. Because then it will be either be then what you are meant to do, what you are meant to be, what you're meant to do, you will do it for Krishna. That could be like you will be living within, in Vrindavan with Krishna, serving him or serving Radharani or the other devotees. Or you could be like Arjuna, coming down to earth every now and then for Krishna to take his pastime, so that again other people can become devotees. So you have a certain, you're meant to do something, but at least it eventually will come only when you continue with devotional service. So yes, we have to go through certain things in life. So even when Krishna wants, it's not like he doesn't want you to come back. He's doing his best, and you have to do your best as well. Yeah, certain things we can't stop. So yes, I think Panchali Mataji, you did a very good job. You explained. I think you're a preacher. Please go ahead. I think you should preach. You're doing so well. There are some things I wouldn't have thought of, you have. So that was a very, very nice answer. So yes, so I hope I'm not sure what your name is, but Gita Life is what I see. I hope you're getting to your answers.
Yes, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Yeah, so Panchali Mataji did a very good job. Please think about preaching. You're there. Everyone can be a preacher. We're all actually meant to be preachers. Remember, the much we can spread Srila Prabhupada's, mission, the much we can spread Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Krishna is happy. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is happy. Sorry, sometimes I mumble. My words are a bit, but yes, you get my point that we are meant to serve them in that way. So yes, preaching is a service. So I would encourage all of you to preach as well, because I do see certain preachers here, and of course you are under the guidance and you are taught by His Grace Rukma Prabhu, who is actually he's a very good guy. He guides really well, he teaches really well, and he's just very nice. And then even Chani Mataji sometimes who teaches you, she's also very good. So yes, so far we're there. I hope we're all okay. Is there anyone who has? We can take a last question since almost time, and I'm sure everyone has to attend to other tasks and maybe sleeping time, work, and everything. So any other feedback or a question? Is there anyone who'd want how the class was? Or did you guys like it? Did you learn something? Is it something that you will keep in your mind for good?
Hare
Anyone at
Krishna.
all? If not, yes, Mataji.
Thank you so much for the class. Wonderful class, Mataji. And Panchalikar Mataji always, once a week, she does preach already. So, which I just wanted to let you know that she's already preaching. And we are always looking forward for her classes. So, yes, Mataji, she's really nice. Thank you for appreciating her. And we all always appreciate her classes. Yeah, thank you. And also coming back to this point, like even in the material world, we have our kids, and we also were kids at one point, and we kind of our kids want to become independent, and they just want their own home, their own everything. When once they grow up, they want to come out of their parents' home, even though parents provide all sorts of comforts materially. I'm just speaking from the material point of view right now. Even on the material platform, how it works, like how our kids or we ourselves as kids, we wanted to become independent when they are kids. We after we grow up, we always tell the kids like, oh, kids life was so wonderful because everything was taken care. But when we are kids, we want to become independent. We want to have our own house, our own way of doing things and everything. That's the same thing we did to Krishna. He gave everything to us in the spiritual world, but we wanted to have our own. So he created all this universe for us, like material universe, and he helped giving us a body, and each body has different way of breathing, talking, walking, or flying or swimming capabilities depending on their environment and circumstances. So Krishna is so loving towards us. Okay, go and live your life. And he gave all this, but still we forget all these things. Even in the material platform also, parents will, okay, you want to live on your own, okay, we will find a home for you. We will pay for your mortgage or whatnot, or whatever, they provide everything so that the kids can be independent. So, but then later, some kids will realize that, oh, yeah, it was so nice living with the parents. I didn't have to do laundry. I didn't have to cook. I didn't have to clean. I was living happily, but I wanted to live on my own. Now I have to do all on my own. But some kids realize and some won't. So we are also like that. We are still under trying to realize that it was so wonderful there, but we coming here, we are all suffering, Mataji. So that's all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for the wonderful class. Thank you, Panchalikar Mataji, for the wonderful, lots of wonderful realizations. Thank you. Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for giving me the opportunity to serve. Thank you. Hare Krishna to all of you. Thank you, Mataji, for the wonderful class, and thank you for the wonderful realizations, Gayatri Mataji. And all Mataji.
Thank you.
Um,
Sorry. Yes, sir. Continue.
I think Chanti Mataji also said something, and Bhakti Prabhu, thank you for your reflections and realizations. We learned so much from each other. So thank you very much.
Thank you too, Mataji. It was very wonderful to have your association. As we said, I'm not actually I'm not a teacher here to teach. We are just learning, and to share our experiences and everything and whatever we know. So it is very wonderful to have different devotees than usually I associate with. So I'm learning that you all are actually very wonderful devotees, and I can see that all of you are so enthusiastic and you really want to learn, and you really you're taking your spiritual life very seriously, and that is actually encouraging me again to follow whatever you people are doing, you devotees are doing, sorry. So that is very nice, the points that you have all added, the questions that you've asked, and even if you're just listening and you have certain thoughts inside you, you're all doing very wonderful service to Krishna, to the devotees, and I hope to be getting your association more often. So yeah, if there's any sort of feedback, please feel free. Any sort of question you can ask Rukmar Prabhu as well. If directly you want to ask him, that's okay as well. But if any other question you want me to ask them, feel free. That's fine. And so we can just one last thing, and then we can just be done for the day.
Yes, Hare Krishna. I see there's no more question and timing is not on our side. So much appreciative. We meet in the same link every single day as we continue with the Srimad Bhagavatam discourses. So thank you so much for even accepting to give us a session today. I would like to request Doreen Mataji, are you in a position to end the class today for us? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for giving us your association and sharing, reading with us the Srimad Bhagavatam today. Thank you so much. We appreciate. Thank you. As we end the class, let's chant one Mahamantra in glorification of Mataji for giving us. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare Rama,
Hare
Hare
Rama,
Rama,
Rama
Rama
Rama,
Rama, Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare.
Rama
I
Rama,
check
Hare
the
Krishna, Kripa Sindhu Devaja, Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo.
Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Gandhra Srimad Bhagavatam ki
Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna to everyone.
Krishna.
Thank you once again. Have a good evening. Have a beautiful Krishna conscious day tomorrow as well. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Mataji, for the wonderful
Krishna.
class. Hare Krishna.